Hey, what's up, guys? This is episode 18 of Miami Masterclass. I'm Ian, and we are about to go through the beginning of the 2017 season. We're going to run through the month of April, but we've had some interesting developments offline, which I actually want to talk about. Usually, what I do offline when I'm not recording is I like to shop my players around, have a look at trades, see if anything comes up that really interests me. And just before I decided to start recording, I actually shopped Stanton just to see if there was any decent offers. Most of the time, they're usually awful, as you expect from the AI. But this one actually really interested me. The Texas Rangers came knocking and said, "We'll take Stanton off your hands and we'll give you Nomar Mazara," who is basically a younger version of Stanton. If we have a quick look and we compare the two, you'll see exactly what I mean. Potential-wise, he's very, very similar to Stanton, but already doesn't strike out as much. His eyes fraction low. His home run power at the moment is very low compared to Stanton. But other than that, they are very similar across the board. What sways me with this trade that I'm really interested in, besides the fact that Mazara is 6 years younger, he's got better base running instincts. His running speed is better. That alone puts him higher than Stanton in my mind. But also, right here, the contact against right-handers and left-handers. Now, Stanton is better against the left-handed pitchers, but Mazara is better against right-handed pitchers. And there's considerably more right-handed pitchers than lefties in the major leagues. So this has really tempted me. Now, don't forget, I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, Stanton's still a very good player. But let's not forget that Stanton is taking $14.5 million out of us this year. And then next year it bumps up to $25 million. And then it keeps climbing, basically, until the 2024 season. I don't think he's worth $25 million. If we were the Dodgers or the Red Sox or the Yankees, I would say, yes, let's keep him around because he's still very good. But let's not forget that we have the smallest budget in the league. In fact, I'll show you just to prove it. Where are we? Total revenue. I will find it. Current budget. There you go. We're down there on $98 million. Compared to some of the other teams in our division, the Nationals, there you go, they're on $214 million. The Mets, $198. Even the Phillies, who are doing very poorly, they got $186 million. And then you got Atlanta, who are only fractionally better than us. But we have the smallest budget in the league. So that really sort of forces my hand that I don't want Stanton taking such a huge chunk out of our budget. By bringing in Mazara, who's only just broken into the majors, he played, by the looks of it, sort of all of last season, more or less. He's freeing up so much money, about $14 million he's freeing up for us, which means that we can, in theory, look at spending that money, evenly distributing it, I will get it out eventually, amongst the other positions, in particular third base, which is a real weakness, maybe even centre field. And so with that money that we're saving, we can go to somewhere like Colorado, which is what I want to do, and bring in Nolan Arenado, who's on arbitration. He's on $7.2 million this year. And as you can see, the Rockies are struggling a little bit financially. So I think this is an offer that's too good to refuse, because although Mazara is a bit weaker in terms of home run power, he's 6 years younger. I think, even if he doesn't sort of reach that potential for another 3 or 4 years, we're still going to be better off. And don't forget that Marlins ballpark, it's something that I've didn't really factor in last year. The Marlins ballpark is actually very, very pitcher friendly. And so we don't need people that can hit 50,000 home runs. We just need people that can get on base. And his iron discipline, his contact, and his gap power are very good. Particularly as he's nearly 22, he's going to be around for a very long time on very low money. So what I thought was, I'm going to try and see if we can rob Texas a bit more. And I found Starling Heredia in the prospects, who is very, very talented. The other player that I was looking at was Josh Morgan. He's ready, more or less now, I think, to step up into the big leagues. But he could do with a little bit more experience just to get his contact up fractionally more. But he's a very, very talented player. So I was tempted to go for Josh Morgan. Being a third baseman, he could possibly fill in for Martin Prado. But then I thought, no, we've got this extra money. Let's spend it on Arenado with the Rockies. But then I found Starling Heredia, who he looks very, very good. He's got oodles of potential. He could be a real star player. He's very young. He's only 18, just turned 18, and he's still plying out his trade in the rookie league. But as you can see, he went 318 last year. So I really like this guy. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with this trade now. I'm assuming almost certainly that Texas are going to come back and say, no, we want more, but we'll have to wait and see with that one. Meanwhile, we're just going to go through the month of April, just like we did last season, to see how we go. And there you go. I didn't expect them to say yes. So who do they want in return? They want a lot of players. Jesus Aguirre, Tazawa, Jake Thompson, Alvarez, Panic, Federowicz, Marte. Ooh, they want a lot, don't they? They want good talent. Maybe if we can... I was thinking possibly getting rid of Heredia and then putting Josh Morgan in. We don't need Josh Morgan. If we're going to go for Arenado, we can just trade him on to the Rockies, can't we? The other option is to give them a prospect in return. That's something I'm not super keen on. I mean, they're basically loaded in the infield, because if we go back to our roster, let's just sort by position. We've got players like Iglesias, like Santana, who they're not really needed anymore. And especially if we bring in Arenado, these two sort of guys aren't really going to get a lot of playing time, and almost certainly Santana's going to be dropped back down to AAA. So maybe let's see if they're interested in one of them. See, that could work in our favour. That frees up even more money for us by getting rid of Santana. Ooh, now do we get rid of Santana or do we get rid of Iglesias? Now, I don't really want to get rid of any more prospects because I absolutely obliterated our organisation during the off-season, as I'm sure some of you begrudgingly accept, because I've ruined it. So I don't really want to touch our minor leagues too much. Now, Iglesias has got better defensive ratings than Santana. He's the better player, I think. But last year he did only go 223, whereas what did Santana do? He went 300. I think he played a few less games. Yeah, that's true, but his defensive ratings aren't as good. I'm going to give them Santana, and he's a switch hitter as well, which is quite promising. So that's a good deal. If we can get Heredia, I mean, I could even let Heredia go in a few years. I mean, he's a good sort of trading chip. So I'm going to accept that deal. Now, everyone, all the fans, well, of course, they're all devastated that we didn't keep Stanton, but I'm not really bothered about that. They're happy that we brought him Mazzara, and there's the confirmation of the trade. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go into the roster. Let's put Mazzara on the team. So we've got a spare position now. Who do we bring up? What I'm thinking of doing is I will go straight in. Actually, before I do anything, I will go in and try and do that trade with Arenado. Trading block, initiate trade. Let's try and get this trade done. Now, where are they really short? They're very, very short at first base, and they've got no talent in the prospects, do they, for relievers and the closer role. But what I want to do is, because they're very short in first base, I've actually got a guy that I've completely forgotten about until I was going through the off season. Where is he? Justin Bauer, however you say his name. Remember, he came up in 2015 and he did all right. Never got a go last year, purely because we had that Christian Walker, of course, and the CJ Cron signing, who's I think's been a very, very good pick for us. So I wonder if they'll take Justin Bauer. They're not too happy about that. So money-wise, they don't have a lot of money. So we've got $2 million. We've got a load more now. We've got $19.9 million, nearly $20 million. So let's see if they'll take $1 million. Is that a million? Yeah, there you go. Just to try and butter them up a little bit more, put them back well into the black. But they still want more, don't they? So what else can we give them? We've got two players that actually played in our major league team last year. Carter Capps is a reliever, and he's seemingly dropped off the face of the earth. And Grant Dayton, I don't mind Grant Dayton that much. Last year he didn't really make many starts. He did very well for us last year, actually, in AAA. Because what I was thinking was maybe giving them someone like Jack Thompson, because they've got no relievers. Their starting pitchers are very weak too. And Jake Thompson could fit the bill there. But do I promote someone like Grant Dayton and lose Jake Thompson? Is that a good idea? I'm not too sure on that one. Let's see. Because if we could get that, Jake Thompson, not too happy. Maybe bump it up to 2 million as we're here. Cash doesn't mean anything to me. Now, if I go make this work, they're going to say, oh, we want Carl Schwarber. Yeah, look, that's ridiculous. I'm not accepting that. So, Arenado, I'm so surprised. I thought they would have jumped at the chance to clear him out just to say free up a bit of cash. I could give them Seth Beer. Now, he's got a lot of potential. Everyone seems to rave about him. But if we've now got, I can't even remember his name. Who did we just trade for? Mazzara. If we could, as we've got Mazzara in right field, he's only 21. He's going to be around for a few years at least. That might not be a bad idea. We've got Israel Soto as well. Seth Beer seems to be the big talent. See now that's a fair deal. Let's see what they want. See if we can complete this trade now. I don't want this dragging on too long. What about Heredia? They don't want that either. Could we give them someone like Iglesias? If we're going to get Arenado, we've still got Martin Prado. Maybe Martin Prado or Iglesias. That might not be a bad move. One of them. Would they take Iglesias? They're not going to take him. I don't think they're going to take Prado. He's way too old, isn't he? Yeah. See, what I could do as well to help me, assuming that CJ Cron doesn't get injured, I could even promote, if I could find him, I could even promote Justin Bauer, if I can ever find him again. What am I doing, Ian, you flog? There you go, Justin Bauer, put him on. I could even keep Justin Bauer, promote him, because he's not fantastic, and give them Jesus Aguirre, who's a considerably better player. Would they take those two? No. While we were offline, I did sign a couple of these guys to minor league deals. I did have a flick through free agency. These guys, I don't think they're going to do very much, but they're not too bad. I'm not going to spend hours talking about them, to be honest. This guy's a sort of career AAA second baseman, though, but he's, as you can see, he's not too bad across the board. He actually did make 23 games in 2014 for Tampa Bay. And he doesn't look like he's going to ever break into our team. And this guy as well, shortstop Daniel Castro, I quite like him. And he's quite young as well. He's got age on his side. So he's down in Double A. I would have actually played him Triple A, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So that's the only reason we got stopped. And we lost our first game of the season, a 6-5 loss to the Phillies. Let's hope he doesn't think too long, because the season's already started. Oh, they're not happy, are they? They're not happy. Brandon Hill, I've still got him around, surprisingly, and he kicked off the season very well. You have to offer some more. You do not have a player on your roster who alone would make this deal work. Oh, come on, guys. Let's take Ryan Orr off. Seth Beer, Heredia. What about Ben Baird then? No, they don't want Ben Baird, do they? They don't want anyone. Who do they want? I'm just trying to go through here. I'm going to have to edit this. So, Justin Bour's back on, and he's now going to have to think about it. Because they've got a weakness there in first base. So that might be something to look at. And they're struggling a bit there with their pitchers as well. That's worth bearing in mind. We might have to get rid of a good reliever. Oop, so we've been stopped. They're probably not... Oh, that's the end of the week. So we're 4-2 for the week. I mean, Atlanta started off very well. Washington seem to be struggling, although it is early days. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. They're still not happy, are they? Ugh! This is getting really frustrating now. The Red Sox have got an absolutely loaded third base position. So I could, in theory, get a couple of these guys. Cecchini, I've looked at him before. I quite like Cecchini. I'd love this guy. Wouldn't he be great if we could get Bogarts? Anyone else that looks a bit loaded? Not really. Now, Marte can play third base, so I could even, in theory, push him over. Iglesias. I need to get rid of Iglesias, don't I? I'm looking at ages here. Washington Nationals. Anthony Rendon. I'd really like this guy. He's on 5.4 million. His contract, though, look at that, it climbs astronomically. I've looked at him during the off season actually, but I couldn't sort of commit to anything for him. Let's have a go with Boston, because they got three guys there: Cecchini and Moncada. Is it? Cecchini's not quite as good, but if we could grab him, we might be better off. Starling Heredia. Now, straight away, they're slightly happier. I'm giving up a lot here. Don't you forget it. Now, cash isn't much of an issue for them, is it? They've got tons of oodles of cash. But I will see if that can sweeten the deal. No, there's no point. We need that cash. That's our cash. So they've got a weakness in left field. We've given them Heredia. Relief pitchers. Now they're very short on week. Very short on week. Yeah, they're very short. Very short in the prospects with relievers. So I might even have a crack at giving them. Where is he? Can't even find him now. Here's a starter. Where is he? Down here. Jake Thompson. I can't seem to find anyone, which is really frustrating. You got so much money now, and we just don't know how to spend it. Let's just keep going. Let's try and get to the end of the month, see how we're sitting. Joe Ortiz is out for a week. I'm not gonna change him around. He can stay there, actually. As we just got pumped 11-1 by Baltimore. That's depressing, isn't it? Who was there? See, Jake Thompson. How's he getting on so far? Like, he's made a couple of starts and he's been blown out early. You know what? As we're here, I'm gonna see what we can get for him. Actually, player info. I will find it eventually. Let's go player trade. Let's shop a player. Let's see what we can get for him. Because if we get like a decent sort of third baseman, or at least a decent offer, we could work something out. And we got a couple. I don't really want a pitcher. That's the problem. We're going to be stuck. We can't get Arenado, which is ridiculous. They've got no money, Colorado. So we're just going to have to run through the month. Keep our eyes peeled. Jesus Aguirre is out for 2 weeks, so I will be throwing him on the disabled list. 15-dayer. And we have got the guy that Colorado didn't want. He can come up for that role. Just hovering just above 500 ball at the moment, as I'm in Atlanta. There we go, we've dropped to 500 ball now. Atlanta are really pulling away. Schwarber's gone for 5 days. I'm not too surprised about that. I'm not going to drop him out of the active roster. He's only gone for 5 days, and we're starting to fall away again. What is it with the month of April? We just seem to collapse, don't we? Every single time. We're certainly playing a lot better, but than we did last year, but we should be playing considerably better. And Ben Revere's gone for 9 months. Oh no. This is just one of those things, isn't it? Concussion syndrome. There you go. So he's gone for 9 months. I mean, there's no point in keeping him in the lineup now, is there? So that's him done for the season. Let's get rid of him. How was he going? He was probably doing alright, I bet you. Not really. He was struggling a little bit. So now we're in a bind because we do not have a centre fielder. Oh no, what do we do? I'm sure Nori Aoki will come in. But oh no. What do we do? So let's see what the manager is going to do. He's going to play Nori Aoki in centre field. That's our season done, really, isn't it? I mean, Kettle Marte is going to be the leadoff man for us at shortstop. Oh, just because he's quick. And we've got Joe Panic, Schwarber, Mazzara comes in. I'm just devastated about that. I mean, we're struggling for form. Oh, man, what do we do? What do we do? Because we do have a couple of players that in spring training kind of impressed me. And we got this guy, third baseman, actually, JT Riddle. I mean, he's not going to be coming up now, but he looks quite promising. And he's batting .311, so he might be ready for a call-up, particularly if we go through more injuries. Austin Waits, he's not a lot there, is there? We really have got no one. That's our problem, isn't it? We've committed to all these players and we've given up so much that we've just got no one. Oh, this is depressing. This is really depressing. We're going to stay as we are. So that actually brings a close to the month of April. So I'll have a quick look at the team for the month. Let's go pitching stats. So just double check that we are in the regular season. So Ivan Nova's been awful. Henderson Alvarez has had a poor start as well. Grant Dayton, he's not done too badly. Boone Logan, he's blown right out, hasn't he? And he's 10 games, that's a concern. Eric O'Flaherty's done all right. Everyone else has been pretty... Oh, look at that, 8.1 ERA. Oh, I'm so glad we brought him in because he's done nothing. In terms of our lineup, considering it's been ravaged with injury, we don't want pitching stats, do we? We want batting stats. Federowicz and Raul Muto haven't done too badly. Justin Bour's come up. He's batting .364. But CJ Cron is down. He's .295. That's not terrible. Joe Panic's batting .300. Iglesias .263. Martin Prado, he's been a real issue. Kettle Marte .271. Quite pleased with that. Nori Aoki, I'm so glad we've got him here because he's been a real standout. Kyle Schwarber's in a massive slump, .184, and Mazzara's actually on a hot streak and he's leading us in everything, isn't he? Yeah, look at that. Batting average, home runs batted in, and WAR. So he's been a good signing for us. So it seems like we finally got someone who can hit the ball, and then Kyle Schwarber comes into a cold streak. So that brings another disappointing start to the season as we just got swept by the Mets. We'll have to wait and see. Let's hope the month of May is more kind to us. Thanks for watching, guys.